It might come as a surprise to you, looking at me, to know that I, in high school, went through a bit of a witchy phase. It really all started because of my first boyfriend, Mark, who was sort of into Wicca then, and as has often been the case with me, I tended to sort of lose myself in those relationships a little bit. So I just thought, you know, he was cool, he dressed cool, I liked that he was like doing something different from what I grew up with. So I really got into Wicca for, I would say, maybe like a year or two. And, you know, it was, for me, I think a little bit more about the appearance of it. I had a nice little altar that I made out of like this little coffee table from a thrift store, and I had, you know, some colored candles and some incense, and like I had this like little statue of the East Asian goddess Kuan Yin. I wasn't familiar with cultural appropriation then, so please forgive me. It was really a hodgepodge, if you will, some real white nonsense. I soon sort of, I got over that phase, and I went through my goth phase, but about a year later, we were at a church in South Jersey. My dad was a pastor there, and some people at the church had children who went to school with me, and I had just sort of started, my friends and I, one of them who's up here with me, started the Gay Straight Alliance at our high school, and it was the first one ever, so it was like in the school newspaper, and it was like a big deal. And this was the 90s, this was like it was during Will and Grace, but this was like another time, which I feel really old right now, but so someone from the church found out about this, and they sort of called my dad into this like grand inquisition, and it was really horrible for him. They accused him of sort of being in league with the devil, and they sort of brought up questions of whether it was safe for me to be around the children in the church. It was pretty bad. Oh gosh, I forgot something in the story. Okay, we'll get to that. We'll get around to it. So my dad decided to leave the church because they gave him the ultimatum that if he wanted to stay, he would have to sort of publicly preach this sermon in front of the whole church, sort of condemning homosexuality, and he wouldn't do that. He was like, no, first of all, I don't believe that, and second of all, even if I did, I wouldn't do that to my son. So we left. So circling back, this is why I need notes. So another feature that I had added to my bedroom during this time of the Wiccan phase, I decided to paint on my bedroom door a huge pentagram. Not the upside down kind, that's the satanic kind. The right side up kind is the pagan one, just in case you're all wondering. So I painted this huge pentagram, and I like put in like some like runes, like some Norse runes, which really have nothing to do with the pentagram, but again, like I said, I was eclectic. So I never removed it, and when we were getting ready to move and leave this church, it was like a day before we were about to move, and I said to my dad, oh my god, like we didn't paint over the pentagram. And in what has been probably one of my proudest moments of my father, he just looked at me and he said, they already think we're in league with the devil. Screw them, leave it. So, just like Stevie Nicks has always sort of like played with the rumors of witchcraft, she won't say that she is a witch, and I don't really know that she is, but just like she sort of played with that air of mystery, I feel like my father and I, sort of in the great vein of Stevie Nicks, we also sort of left on a note of mystery, leaving them wondering.